everyone, myself Suma Khatun, and today I'll be presenting on the topic entitled as Skill of Providing Feedback, Role of ICT in Teaching Learning and Importance of Communication Skills for Teachers. Now, before going to our main content, we must know what this feedback is. Now, imagine a student who is standing on one side of a canyon and on the other side there is his goals and achievements. Now, effective feedback acts as the bridge that joins these two. According to John Hattie, feedback is one of the most powerful influences on learning and achievement. It is not just about the grades, but about the better understanding of where the student is at present and how he can overcome his problems and achieve his goals. Next. Now, how feedback drives learning. I have divided it in two phases. First, cognitive development, and second, behavioral shaping. First, the schema correction or basic understanding or knowledge are all stored in our mental framework called schema. But if we have some misconception, this schema is flawed. The teacher's role is to evaluate the flawed schemas and help the students to understand where their problem lies and how to overcome them. Second, metacognitive awareness. It helps the students to think about their own thinking. Not only their understanding where the problem lies, but how the problem-solving strategies can be utilized to solve the problems. Second, behavioral safety. According to B.F. Skinner operant conditioning theory, positive reinforcement is what guides the students. And if we give the students positive reinforcements, we are helping them to build strong academic habits by highlighting their successes before telling them what are the errors in their habits. And self-directed learning, it also empowers the students to monitor their own progress and become independent learners. Next slide. Now, the powers of effective feedback lies in building the self-efficacy, as I have already stated. It induces the students to achieve their next clear steps, and it also helps the teachers to calibrate teaching strategies. And last but not the least, it prioritizes the learning process, not just the result. Next. Our next discussion is on the importance of ICT tools. According to John Dewey, if we teach the students on yesterday's method, we are dropping them off tomorrow. And integrating ICT in our modern classroom is helping us to fulfill the modern 21st century's development. In this slide, I have divided the tools which we can utilize in our classroom. There are physical tools and there are digital tools. In physical tools, there are smart boards, projector, laptops, tablets, and so on. In infrastructure, there are cloud storage and Wi-Fi connection. And in digital environments, there are LMS, interactive quizzing, virtual labs, video, ebooks, and so on. Next slide. Now, what is the power of ICT in modern classroom? First is multisensory engagement. It is scientifically proven that rote memorization is not the ultimate way of teaching. We should utilize all our sensory phases, all our sensory organs to build effective teaching community. And we can utilize the smart boards and e-videos to engage audio-visual content in our classroom. Suppose I am teaching a complex process on the circulatory system of a human heart. But instead of using just chop and talk method or using green and red chalks, we can, if we show the 3D animation video about how the heart chambers pump the blood, how it is going through our vessels and so on, we are actually giving them the basic understanding. Second, differentiated instruction. Utilizing ICT, we can achieve the problem. We can actually help the students according to their own learning spaces, and it also helps in accessibility and assistive tools for those who are special need child. We can utilize text to caption method. We can utilize text to voice method for this case. Next. Now, transforming education. Using ICT, we can democratize high-quality knowledge tools by using the public libraries, public digital libraries, and open educational platforms. A student who is who is backward and present in rural school can also achieve the high quantity premium structure and books just as the famous institutions. Second, leveraging real-time data analysis. It also before that I am discussing about the gamified formative assessments. Students often fear about the normal written tests, but if we help them to utilize gamified formative assessments using the tools such as Mentimeter or such as quizzes, they can easily perform, and it will also help the teachers to capture the real-time data analysis. And last but not the least, using ICT, we can foster borderless collaborative learning through LMS, and we can share digital notes to have a clear guidance. Next. Our next discussion will be on communication skill, about how communication skill is essential for teachers. Now, communication is the basic art of translating dense complex theories into a simple lucid form. Suppose there is a teacher who has dense academic knowledge, who have multiple degrees, but if he can't present his knowledge to his students in a simple and easy way, it is all a failure. Next. The importance of communication skills in teaching. First, decode academic jargon. The teacher's role is to understand that students can't understand the burdensome knowledge, burdensome meanings, and teacher's work is to simplify the content. Second, the teacher must utilize familiar words, familiar analogies, and should in his communication he should utilize the real life experience for the better understanding of the students. Second, non-verbal cues. The teacher should also utilize non-verbal cues such as hand gesture, command with eye contact or nodding in classroom while teaching. Next. Communication is not a one-way process. The teacher cannot do a monologue in the classroom. He should also listen to the students about what are their problems and how to solve their problems. And it is not concentrated on the academics only. He should also understand their personal needs, their personal problems, and build a socio-emotional empathetic relationship in the classroom, and building professional stakeholder collaboration. Listen, the classroom or an institution is not only about the teacher and not only about the students. It is about their administration and also the community. The teachers should have a better communication with their parents also, and having an effective communication, the teacher can influence the students for intellectual risk-taking and constructive goal setting. To conclude my presentation, I can say that constructive feedback is a vital tool that guides students' progress and fosters active learning. Integrating technology in modern education, we can create a dynamic classroom environment, and strong communication is the foundation of effective teaching, ensuring clarity and building trust between teachers and students. Thanks for your patience.